Hello, Whothoughts of the internet, and welcome to this episode 15 of Whothoughts. And this week we're getting the 11 faces of Doctor Who review season back on track with Pyramids of Mars. Yeah, from season 13, 1975-76 season, starring Tom Baker. Right, so let's get into it. Let me just say right off the bat, I love this story. Like, this is one of the stories that I wanted to get on DVD for ages. I got this in 2005 for Christmas 2005, and it's just awesome. I mean, okay, basically it's a Doctor Who retelling of The Mummy, and I've got this explorer in archaeologist guy, Professor Scarman, and he's goes to Egypt to find the lost tomb of Sutekh, and he finds the Eye of Horus, and then he's lights up, and then his sister's like, "No, Professor Scarman, if you enter that thing, you will die." He's like, come back, I need your help." And as soon as she just goes superstitious, savage, and it's just so basically he's good for like about 45 seconds to a minute, and then possessed. Right. Scarman, right, just off the bat, Scarman is brilliant as a co-villain. Of course, all the stories about this guy, Sutekh. Yeah, I love Sutekh. But of course, Scarman basically becomes Sutekh's aide, and he actually is quite chilling, and like, he doesn't do any of the on-screen killing of people. That's left to the robotic mummies, who I'll talk about later on. But suffice to say, Sutekh has made him all evil. Right, so then we come to Dr. Tom Baker, as always, pulls in a fantastic performance. And Liz Layden, obviously at the top of her game with Sarah Jane. I like this bit where they're in the TARDIS, and the Doctor has his great little spiel to Sarah Jane. He's like, when the Doctor's basically in his really mood, and Sarah's just like, "What's the matter? You should be glad to be on." And the Earth isn't my home, Sarah. I'm a Time Lord. You don't understand the implications. I'm not a human being. I walk in eternity. He said, "Well, what's that supposed to mean?" He said, "It means I've lived for something like 750 years. So basically, throughout Doctor Who, he's given various ages, for, the second Doctor says he's about 450 years old, the third Doctor says he's thousands of years old, fourth Doctor says like 750, and then both the sixth and seventh Doctor says he's 900, and same with the ninth Doctor, and then the 10th Doctor, he's like, right to the 11th Doctor, he's now 1,000 years old. I mean, the age system for the Doctor never works. And then the location for this story, it's just fantastic. It was shot at Stargrove, which was, I think at the time, Mick Jagger's house. That's cool, filming at Mick Jagger's house. I mean, come on, I want to film something at Mick Jagger's house. And, it really, it's basically meant to resemble the old priory before the unit house was built. So basically, they've gone back to 1911 to unit headquarters before both the Doctor and Sarah Jane knew it. And basically, it's the home of the aforementioned Professor Scarman. But it's owned by this caretaker Ahmed. No, not Ahmed. Ibrahim Namin, and he's just this evil guy, this evil Egyptian with a fez, because as we all know, fezzes are cool. And basically, he's really grown characters like, I'm acting under instructions from Professor Scarman. So basically, he's there to look after the house while Scarman's off in Egypt doing his thing, and Dr. Warlock. He's just this sweet little old man, who just happens to be like the right place at the wrong time. When Namin releases the robotic mummies, Yeah, the robotic mummies are absolutely brilliant henchmen. I mean, they're mummies, right? You know, mummies have all the stuff around them, but they're robots instead of, dead Egyptians, basically. And, and their method of killing people is either strangling them like that, or taking this one and have a mummy sandwich like that. Say this is the poacher Ernie Clemens who gets killed off the end of episode 2, and then just go, ah! Oh, I actually made and then basically die. Actually made a mistake. Scarman actually does kill Namin at the end of episode 1. He just puts his hands, he puts his hands on the thing, on Namin's shoulders, and smoke comes up, and it's just like, holy Moses, that's creepy. And she's like, I bring Sutek's gift of death to all human life. And it's just one of those really chilling moments that I think really stays and stuck in my head, after I watched episode 1. It's just, wow. I mean, basically back at that time, Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes really pushed the envelope in terms of the horror element. I mean, this was rated to U in Britain. It was rated PG here in Ireland. It should be rated PG on both countries, because it's just so, wow, really violent. I mean, it's no more violent than the Colin Baker years, which I'll talk about in a later episode of Whothoughts. And then we come to probably one of my favourite characters, Lawrence Garland. Yay! Now, of course, he's played by the guy who was Mr. Bronson in Grange Hill, and the admiral who gets killed off in the first 10 or 15 minutes of The Empire Strikes Back. Basically, he helps the Doctor, but he understandably he's worried about his brother. I mean, wouldn't you if your sibling was possessed by an all-evil Egyptian? And when he has this little gadget and he decides to use it to try and stop Sutek, he actually tries to stop Sarah from using it, but Sarah just goes fine, get out of my way. It's off. But of course, like all the characters, Lawrence bites the dust off screen at the hands of his brother. So basically, he killed 2 people. Killed one on screen, which is Namin, and Lawrence, but that was off screen. So it's when he sees it, it's actually strangled. This time there are mocks. His late brother must have called. But yeah, it's just all the acting in this story, especially, it's just really, really good. It's one thing that I love about the Tom Baker stuff is the acting. It's just brilliant. And then of course we come to the big payoff when we finally get to see the full face of Sutek. Yay! Love Sutek. And well, I love it to say he just basically tortures the Doctor. There's one great line where Sutek, the green eyes of evil, the glowing eyes of evil, as shines on the Doctor, he's like, any further insolence, Doctor, and I shall shred your nervous system into 1,000,000 fibers. Is that understood? And Sutek really means business. I mean, he actually possessed the Doctor. It's just great. It's just Tom makes okay for the Sutek's one, and young Sarah Jane. It's worse. Even when you're watching, it's worse. The Doctor's being possessed. Oh no! Oh no! But of course, and one of my favourite bits is when one of the mummies tries to strangle the doctor, and you think he's dead, and I like this scene because Sarah knows that the doctor's got 2 hearts, so she tries both of them, and obviously he's dead, and just that's the one thing, and she's like, "You're soaking my shirt." I love that. Like anytime if I just get knocked out, and as soon as it's like, I'm just banging the hem, just like, be like, "You're soaking my shirt." And I love this thing in the maze. They actually get pyramid on Mars, and Sarah gets just that's entrapped in the Decadron crucible, and he's trying to communicate to Sarah through it because she can't hear anything through the crucible. And one of my favourite bits is when he writes relax. I'll show you for you. He writes relax like that, and it's just so he's trying anything to to communicate with Sarah. It's just, you can really see the big camaraderie that Tom Baker and Liz Sladen had. It's just, they're preparing, I think they're probably like the best Doctor and companion pairing ever. Next to the likes of the 11th Doctor and Amy, or the 10th Doctor and Donna. And as I said before, yes, I prefer Donna to Rose. So sue me. And of course the payoff at the end, when Sutek gets caught in the time tunnel thing, it's just so cool. You think, "Oh, I've escaped, now I can remove the cosmos," and then the Doctor says, "I don't think so, no, the time of the Egyptians is long past." I like this bit where Sutek he's like, "No!" The cliched villain defeat thing. It works for this, because he's just saying no all through time and space, and then he's just going to be like, "No!" And then the old prairie catches fire. So yeah, overall, it's just great. Tom Baker's great, Liz Sladen's great, the villains are great, the supporting cast is great, the mummies are brilliant, the setting is fantastic, and it's overall just really good writing on the part of Stephen Harris. Well, really, Robert Holmes, because he wrote it under a pseudonym. I think he only wrote 2 Tom Baker stories under a pseudonym. I think this one was because the original scripts didn't work out. There again, he rewrote the Ark in Space, and he never used a pseudonym for that. Interesting. But overall, I would give Pyramids of Mars a 10 out of 10. It's just brilliant. I mean, if you haven't seen Pyramids of Mars, go get Pyramids of Mars. Get the DVD, or alternatively, it's on the 4th series set of the Sarah Jane Adventures. It's there as a tribute to Liz Sladen. It's all both on the DVD and the Blu-ray versions, but just bear in mind, on the Blu-ray, Pyramids of Mars is in standard def, and on the DVD it's in standard def anyway. So yeah, if you want to experience Pyramids of Mars, buy the DVD, buy this, or buy Sarah Jane Adventure Series 4. And that's pretty much it for Whothoughts. Next week, the next episode, we'll be discussing Delta and the Bannermen, and why it is awesome, because it's one of those examples of season 24 stories which I think everybody hates, but I love. I mean, it's not the same with a lot of bad Doctors. Like, take for example the Web Planet. Nearly everybody hates it, but I really like it. The same goes with Delta and the Bannermen. It's just a fun story. And I'll tell you why Delta and the Bannermen is a fun story in the next installment of Whothoughts, which will be number 16. Delta and the Bannermen is awesome. Oh yeah, by the way, Whothoughts now a Facebook page, and if you want to please like the page. The link is of course be down below in the description. So, until next week when we'll be discussing the awesomeness of Delta and the Bannermen, see you later.